All right. Welcome, everybody, to NorCal Sports Network. A tough loss tonight.
Not the Dodgers, Matt. Not the Dodgers. No, you can't do it.
Can I do it?
Can't do it. I think you gotta do it.
Welcome, everybody. This is tough.
Fresh out the pack.
This is tough. Fresh out of the pack. I told you I'd be wearing this week, I think.
Oh, God.
This hurts, guys. Oh, that hurts.
Oh, no.
Oh, gosh.
You got the all blue outfit on, too, to go with the hat. I mean, the blue shirt.
All of a sudden, I'm starting to feel like a winner. This hat's been making me feel kind of, it's hard to wear, man. Can't wear this thing with pride. All right. It's gonna have to go off, I think. Just put it on for
it doesn't look good.
Yeah, we'll give it a few minutes and then we'll
after the recap, yeah.
After the recap, guys. We'll go over what we're gonna do tonight, tonight's topics. We've got some new social media accounts going, guys. Working on that over the last few days. We're now on, we've been on Twitter, but I've updated the Twitter logo, my Twitter account to include the NorCal Sports Network logo. We're on Instagram now, guys. NorCal Sports Network. Follow NorCal Sports Network on Instagram. Soon to be a Spotify account. Soon to be a TikTok account. And got to work on some of these things. Spotify will be pretty easy. I'll get that done probably tomorrow. Yeah. Spotify. We are going to take this show to the next level. We're going to have some membership only things happening. We're going to break that down in the show. You're going to be able to watch this podcast, like I said, from Twitter, which you can do now, but you're going to be able to watch it from Spotify shortly. Yeah. And we're going to be doing quite a bit of social media work to drive up the subs. And the goal is sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. We're going to move this show. We're going to have great guests, have a fill-in co-host tonight in Ryan. He's going to be here tonight. Bora's out. Los should be back Wednesday night. So tomorrow night, maybe Bora, maybe Ryan, maybe Lou. Sweet Lou. And Jim Everett the Great says, are you breaking up? Eric, I addressed this last night.
Yeah, he talked about on the show last night. If you
talk about on the show, I did see somebody say they were out. Let's see. I saw that in the beginning. Where did I see that comment? Where is Eric? Eric has left the show. Okay. I did not force him out. If anybody thinks that is wrong. I mentioned last night, he's welcome to come on. He's just chosen to go a different direction. He was not forced out, and that's just he. We didn't throw him on the DFA. We didn't DFA him. We didn't stick him on the IL. He became a free agent. He opted to become a free agent. Let's put it that way. All right. So we will have a really solid show going forward for you guys. I'm bringing in some pretty knowledgeable people who know ball. Okay. I'm upgrading all of that into, some real baseball talk. Okay. We're going to have real baseball talk. We're going to have real 49er talk on this channel. We're going to have real Warriors talk. We'll have some Kings talk. We'll have some Sharks talk. We'll even get, anybody who wants to do some Sharks talk, San Jose Sharks, we'll open up a spot for you on this channel. So we're going to really have the opportunity for you guys to be able to hear more of what's going on in NorCal Sports Network. Somebody said Eric doesn't know ball. Eric knew ball. Eric knew ball. I'm just saying I'm bringing in guys that are know ball and played some ball and had some. Eric was fine. He knew baseball. There's
more details too on the show yesterday. Dan went on it.
Exactly.
And like the one, it was timestamped yesterday. It's timestamped at the 1:30.
Yeah, exactly. You can go back. We've timestamped the show now. Okay, so going forward exactly, Mark. I'm not. Let me put that comment up. I'm not degrading Eric. I'm talking about going forward.
Yeah.
We're just up. Great. Eric was great. Okay. Eric is a big time Giants fan, and he knows the Giants. Hey, look, Eric had a lot of accurate predictions, just as we did on this show. Okay. All of us made predictions, and we were all pretty accurate. And Will B, I'll give you an opportunity to make your comments. And if you want to play around, Will, you'll be gone. Okay, that's all I got to say. Anyway.
So I think let's just go to the recap of the game. I think we talked about
exactly.
It was talked more in detail yesterday. Dan had a pretty good explanation.
Exactly. Yeah, go back to yesterday's show and take a look. Listen.
Yeah, it's timestamped. Go ahead and look at it.
Okay, game recap tonight, guys. We're going to get into this. Tough game for the Giants to lose 3-2. Positive note, Blake Snell is back. He's pitched 3 really solid games in a row. I'm going to have to take this Dodger hat off. I've had enough of it. I said I'd wear the winning cap. Do I put the Giants cap on, or do I find another cap that I just have to throw a generic hat? You know what? I'll throw a generic hat on here. I'll be red, white, and blue. I'll go back with the Montreal Expos. How's that? That shouldn't offend anybody.
Good hat.
Yeah. But I got to stay true, man. Got to put the Giants stuff. I got to put the winning hat on. So I wore the Rockies hat, Adi, a couple days ago. 2 days ago.
Wait, I'm getting some mic complaints. I'm going to rejoin on my phone because before I don't think it was a problem on the computer.
Oh yeah, just step on out and
your phone. Just rejoin on my phone real quick.
Okay. All right, we'll see you back in here, Ryan.
Just start.
Right.
I'll be right back.
All right, great. Okay. So, yeah, Lou Marson says Giants 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Guys, how much do we have to deal with Matt Chapman when runners in scoring position? I swear, they got the one run on a pass ball. He walked. They were fortunate that he didn't strike out because he normally strikes out when there's runners in scoring position. So, and just in reviewing tonight's ball game, let's just do a quick recap of the ball game, okay? Started off, first 3 innings was a scoreless game. And then in the top of the 4th inning, the Giants mounted a little bit of a rally. Started off, Lamont Wade walked. Ramos then lined out to right field for the first out. Patrick Bailey had a nice single to center. Wade moved up to second base. And then Conforto grounded out to first, moving Wade over to third. Then Chapman came up on a 3-2 pitch. Will Smith trying to frame the ball as he tried to frame it. Let's hear your voice there. Let's see.
Is it better now?
Oh yeah, much better. Much better.
Yeah, I think I'll get a mic for my computer when I hop on in the future.
Yeah, we'll need you
just for the chat, guys. I'm not a regular host, so I apologize. I didn't buy a mic in time, but I'll go on my phone for today.
Yeah. All right, it's cool. It's a good picture and everything. It's got a good, nice iPhone. It looks like a iPhone 15. Is it a 15?
Yeah, I got a new iPhone. Apologies for the mic issues. I apologize, and that is my bad.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
Yeah, I have an old computer too, so I don't think that helps.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone in the chat says it sounds better. Okay, cool. Yeah. We can move on now.
So, anyway, Will Smith did kind of what a lot of catchers are doing these days, including Patrick Bailey, trying to frame the ball real quick and he whiffed on it, and it cost the Dodgers a run, 1-0. Giants, top of the 4th. Bottom of the 4th comes up, and Teoscar Hernandez ties it up with a bomb to left field. 1-1 ball game. Then the 5th inning, 1-2-3 again for Snell. He goes out for the 6th inning, and in the bottom of the 6th, Matos is in left field. Ohtani grounds out to first. Smith grounds out to third. So there's 2 outs, and then a 2-out walk to Freeman. You cannot walk Freddie Freeman. You can't dance around Freeman with 2 outs and nobody on. That was the mistake of the ball game, in my opinion, was putting Freeman on with 2 outs, because Teoscar Hernandez is the next batter. We had a wild pitch in there that moved Smith or Freeman to second, and then the sharp single up the middle to center. I think almost, unless it's a speedster on second base, Freddie Freeman is a great base runner. Okay, textbook base runner.
They were saying that on the broadcast too. On the Dodge, I was listening on the.
I was in the Dodger broadcast too. Yeah.
They were saying that.
Yeah. You get. I tell you, after you listen to the Giants a lot, then you listen to some of the other broadcasts. I can't listen
to Fleming anymore. That's the only reason it's sometimes I listen to other broadcasts is just because of Fleming. He's really become extremely biased. It's actually kind of like it's just a little bit much.
Yeah, he whines on different balls and strikes.
All the time.
Yeah. But Freddie Freeman rounded third very sharply. He didn't take a wide turn. He cuts his path almost to a 90 degrees, which is what you want to do. You want to make if you've played ball, you know this, you want to make your turn a little wide at third base so that you're already going perpendicular to the plate when you touch third base. You don't want to go into the grass. Like a lot of players, they go really flying around third and they go into the grass, and then they got to come back. So you're going to stay in that lane, in that dirt lane. So that scored, put them up 2-1. But the Giants in the next inning, Tyler Fitzgerald, top of the seventh, his fourth homer in
He's
4
hot right now.
games.
He's hot. Yeah, he's
Play the
hot.
kid, as we've been saying it all along, and they're finally starting to play
you've
him.
been talking about Fitzgerald for a while now. You were saying
I've been saying it all year.
Yep.
Yeah, saying it all year.
What's he up to? He's hitting about 300. I know it's not too many at bats, but his counting stats look pretty good right now.
I'll tell you what he's batting. He is batting 299. Yeah, right there.
That's
right
pretty
there.
nice. Yeah.
Right there. So then in the
he's got 5 homers already, right?
I think so.
He's already outperformed Slater in like half the at bats, and I mean, you were talking about him he should have replaced Slater for a while.
Yeah. And then we've got in the 8th inning, Enrique Hernandez doubles to center to lead off the bottom of the 8th. The Giants had a minor threat in the top of the 8th after Bailey had walked with 2 out. He stole second because Trinan had already thrown his 2 pickoff moves, and so he had to either try and attempt to throw a third, and if he doesn't get him, it's automatic awarded second base. So Bailey took off on movement, stole second, but then Matos struck out swinging. And we're going to get to this in a bit after we finish this wrap up. We'll get to the whole situation with Matos and Conforto tonight. Bottom of the 8th, Dodgers double to center, Enrique Hernandez. So Tani strikes out, Smith walks, and then Freeman grounds into a fielder's choice to shortstop. Smith is out at second. So now it's first and third. That was the play that Fitzgerald dove up the middle, grabbed it, and flipped it to Wisely, which was a fantastic play by Fitzgerald. I mean, this kid's a player. Okay? So then Hernandez is up. They bring in the kid Randy Rodriguez, to face Hernandez. He gets him in an 0-2 hole, I think, if I recall, but
it was either a 1-2 or 0-2, yeah.
Yeah, then Hernandez lines a sharp single to center, and this is the play that Freeman scores, and that's your ball game.
That's your ball game. You see Teoscar's celebration. He was hyped on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's who I was arguing to sign for instead of Soler this offseason. I don't know if he would have come here, but, it's similar type of money per year. And
Teoscar?
He only got 1 year, too, so less risk.
I think he wanted to go to the Dodgers.
It's
kind of like the NBA when certain guys want to go to certain teams to, play to win. The better players were going to the better teams, just pretty much, period, unless you're a pitcher. But in the 9th, Chapman and Yaz do what they do. They strike out. Chapman gets his biggest hits generally in games when the game's decided. Every now and then he hits
when no one's on base.
Yeah, every now and then he'll get a key hit, but that's why his RBI total is so low.
It's really low. He's got 40.
This was game 101. Game 101. You got 61 games left.
Yeah.
And then Wisely flies out to end the ball game. Giants lose 3-2. I told you guys the Dodgers at the break, if you listened over the weekend, I said they played awful to finish the first half. They were playing 500 ball for about a good 6 weeks. They weren't, and I said they're going to get hot. They're going to kick it in gear, and they've now won 4 in a row. And their first 4 games out of the break, I don't see them letting down, and we will go from there. So that is the wrap on the ball game. What do you got to say about any key moments, Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, for me, the few biggest moments of the game were definitely, Teoscar Hernandez definitely had a big game, obviously, on the Dodgers side. I thought, he had every single at bat. It seemed like he was, looking to drive in a run, or he was, trying to, he had a good game. And then on our side, I thought the key moments were really, and I remember you texted me too when it happened. I didn't like the fact that they pulled out Conforto for Matos. I know Conforto's kind of in a slump right now, and the chat's not a huge fan of Conforto, and he's pretty a polarizing player among Giants fans. But I do think, I would have rather used Matos for Yaz, who bats 2 places later in the lineup. I also think Conforto has, actually has reverse splits against lefties this year. He's hitting 280 against lefties, only 210 against, 218 against righties. So it's, I think you can keep him in there. Also, Conforto has a pretty low strikeout rate for Giants players. He's only at 23%. So I think, there's a pretty good chance there he gets, puts the ball in play, at least gets it in the outfield. And, he's had a lot of sack flies this year. He's a pretty decent RBI guy. And then also, later in the game, it didn't help that Matos they didn't call it an error, but, I think if you watched it live, it was a pretty clear misplay on that ball. And, I don't know, Ramos also, it was just on kind of,
it was a rough play all the way around.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show this right now. Let me pull this. Let me get this ready. Hold on here. I want to get the volume off. Okay, so we'll show this play here, guys. This was the double. I thought I got. Let me look at it first, and then comment on it. Are we ready? Do we see it? Okay, let me blow it up a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, no one was calling for it.
Yeah, see, let's watch it again. Let's watch it again. They'll show it again. What I'm seeing here is Matos has a beat on it, but he slows up. Watch Matos when he sees Ramos charging, he slows up. Look right there.
Yeah,
that should have been. Here's the difference of what really may have cost them the ball game tonight. When Ramos has kind of grown a reputation for grabbing everything he can get to, even if guys are camped under it. Let's say it's a ball to right center and Yaz is waiting for it. Ramos can get to it. He takes it. Okay. He does it in left center as well. So what happened was, because of that, because Ramos tries to get to every ball, and when he can get to it, he takes it, guys back away at the last minute or second. So in this case, this could have been a running catch, glove side for Matos. As he's running, the ball's coming this way.
Yeah.
Whereas Ramos has got to go this way. Matos can catch it right in the pocket. You see? So it was. I think what happened here is Matos got scared off by Ramos charging like a bull. But Ramos didn't really. It looked like to me, I'll play it again. It looked like to me Ramos couldn't have got to it. Where Ramos, gosh, get my tongue tied here. Matos definitely had the clearer shot at it.
Yeah, I think overall on that play for me, I think it was a bad. I don't know if I blame, Matos necessarily, but I still think that Matos for Conforto move. I think if you pull, like I had said, if you pull Yaz for Matos 2 at bats later in the next inning, maybe Conforto doesn't even get a run, but it doesn't really matter. Matos striked out. Also, I don't know. I think Matos has played a lot more right. I mean, I know for a fact Matos has played a lot more right field this
Well,
season than left
Matos,
field.
yeah, and he's
And I
just not
think
playing enough. He's not playing enough
well, he's
to get
not
any
playing
rhythm.
enough. That's a huge issue. And I'm not even blaming Matos. I'd like to see Matos in the lineup every day. I just thought pulling Conforto, my apologies. I thought pulling Conforto for Matos was a really bad move just because you have Yaz who had already struck out, and he struck out again the next inning anyway. So it's like,
Right.
I don't know. I would have. I'm not a huge Yaz guy, and I know you're
No,
not either.
I agree
I don't
either.
think.
Okay, let's watch this again. Watch Matos pull up right there. See, and they'll show it again here. And here it is. Okay, I don't think Ramos has a beat on it. I do believe. Okay, Ramos going. Actually, both of them could have got it as I look at it further. But let's see if we can slow it down. Let's watch this in slow-mo. Is it moving? No, it's not moving.
I mean, it's not really going.
Okay, here we go. See? Go back. Okay, let's try. Yeah. The second time you can see it coming up here as he pulls. All right, here we go.
I mean, seeing it live, I just thought it was a really,
yeah.
it was a poorly played ball. I think either player could have gotten it. I think that's kind of one of those balls that it's you got to call for it because either player could have gotten it. But
one of them had to call for it.
I saw Robert say that in the chat, and I pinned it because I agreed. And that ball just has to be caught. It doesn't really matter whose fault it is. It's just that play has to be made, and especially in a game like this when you might steal a win, against a really good ball club. Especially, you keep the Dodgers to 2-3 runs. You got to get that win because tomorrow, the expectation. I think they average about 4.5, 5 runs a game, and we've seen it all week. Every game they come back late, and they did it again, and that's kind of what this the Dodgers are built of right now. So we gotta we can't be making bad defensive plays. The pass ball by Bailey was a huge play in the game, and he's kind of had that issue all season. I'm a huge Bailey fan, and I know most of the Giants fans are because it's really nice to get another good catcher right after Posey, even though he's not, in my opinion. A lot of people think he's the next Posey. I don't think he's the next Posey, but I think he's really good. And it's just kind of been the one thing he really needs to clean up is I think after this pass ball, it's either 11 or 12 pass balls he has on the season, and he's leading the league by about like 25%. So he's definitely got to sacrifice some of that pitch framing because basically what he does, and if you see when he catches, he gets down on both knees. And what Posey used to do in a lot of the old school catchers is you kind of crouch, you know what I mean, where you're not completely bent down. Because if you're completely bent down, and it's hard to explain it without doing a visual representation, but I'm not going to get on my knees right now. But if you know what I mean, if you just watch Bailey catch a game and go watch a Posey highlight or go watch, Yadier Molina, some of these other guys, he just sacrifices a lot for framing for, and if you see actually, Bailey, I'd argue, should have probably a couple more pass balls on the season. They called wild pitches because we do have a lot of, wild throwers like Duvall and Snell. And there's just a lot of balls that have gone past on him. So for me, that's one thing we definitely need to touch up on if we're going to be, not having a complete meltdown this season is we got to be better defensively overall.
Right. Cliff makes a great point here. I used to play center field myself, and it is true. It's center field ball, and doesn't matter who's calling for it. If the center fielder calls for it, he has jurisdiction and he overrules. The question is, was Ramos calling for it, or did he call for it too late? And that's when Matos backed off, and Ramos felt like, at that point, Ramos was kind of Matos was in the way. And it's also hard to hear. You got 50,000 people screaming. A lot of people thinking it's a home run when it's hit off the bat. My guess is they couldn't hear each other.
Yeah.
Because
it was loud in there too, especially every time they'd hit a ball, like anything in the outfield, the whole stadium was yelling.
Yeah. So
I wouldn't be surprised if, I think you're probably right that they didn't hear each other. There was definitely it was obvious from seeing the play, there was a miscommunication. We'll have to check out, what they say in the interviews after the game. They post those after the fact, but we'll have to check it.
Let me address this one more time, guys. Excuse me. There's a lot of chat in this, a lot of talk about it. Senior has it right here. If you went on to Military History Chronicles, whatever night it was, Sunday, Saturday, Friday, I don't know. Eric mentioned he left on his own. Okay. Eric decided to leave the show. That's all I'm going to say about it. Keep saying it. He's welcome if he wants to come back.
Yeah. Dan said that yesterday for like a few minutes.
We appreciated Eric's work. He contributed a great deal to the show. He made it what it is today. We've got a couple thousand members, but we move on. Okay. And I'm going to take it up a notch. That's all I'm saying. I kind of was just doing a lot of casual stuff and wasn't putting as much as I needed to, as really want to move forward. Now I'm, we'll get it going. But guys, Eric left on his own. Okay.
Yeah. I think
Eric was not fired. Eric was not asked to leave. He chose to leave on his own, and we wish him well. Okay.
This is real Spencer.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Move on. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Vest.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's what I said last night.
Yep.
Best of luck to Eric. He's a good guy. Let me just run the chat here on this. Best of luck to Eric. Good guy.
Super chat too. You should probably hit someone.
Let me get the super chat. I always want to get those early. Where do we got that? I don't see. Can you? Where? I don't. Ooh, we're way back. Wait.
Someone. It was like $2. Yeah.
All right. Chapman can't hit a $2 bill. Correct.
Yep.
Tommy Huxley. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Another thing I saw in the chat, people were talking about after that, to just I don't know if the people are still in the chat now who were talking about it, but they were saying, talk about Chapman's issue with runners in scoring position. Yeah. I was texting Dan today. He's hitting about 201 with runners in scoring position. So it's really bad. Solaire's under 200 with runners in scoring position. I mean, most of the team's actually really bad with runners in scoring position. The only people that are hitting well it's Wade, Bailey, Ramos, Conforto, actually, surprisingly, because his average is really low. He's like 280 with runners on. But a lot of the middle of the lineup. Yep.
All right, guys. Let me explain something, because a lot of questions are getting repeated, and I know you guys want to know what's happening. Look, Los has got a life outside of here. He's busy. I'm busy, but Los is. He's a sales manager. He's going to be joining quite a bit. He's on vacation this week. He'll be back tomorrow night late, so he won't be joining us tomorrow night, but he will be back on Wednesday. You'll see a lot more probably of Los and Bora. I see some people say, some people are not going to like me. Some people are not going to like Bora. Some people are not going to like Los. Some people are not going to like Eric. Some are going to love all of us. Look, you can't please everybody. So, for those who don't like me, they probably don't want to be joining and watching the channel, because it's my channel and I'm on it, 99% of the time. So nothing I can do about that. If you don't like me, you don't like me. Okay. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it, But hopefully you're here because you like the show, you like the content, you like the what we provide. We're going to provide you the straight truth. At least we're going to try. We're not going to BS you and tell you the Giants are a wonderful team. I'm telling you what I see happening. If they get one game out of this 4-game series, I think they'll be fortunate. I'm not going to be shocked if they get swept. Eddie K, thank you. Appreciate it. But for the most part, and I want to tell you guys something. When you go to watch the show, we're going to make things easier for you in the future. We're going to start time stamping everything. So if you want to scroll through something, and I'm going to hold on here. I'm going to put that there, bring him back. There's too much mic kickback there. So yeah, Los will be coming on. I answered that. Let's see. Thank you, Harish. The show is always entertaining. Okay, you're back. I had to kick you out there for a second. There was a lot of.
My bad. Mark is right. I was eating. I apologize. I was a fill-in, Mark. I see the chat. There's yeah, I apologize. I was a fill-in. I will not be on the show very often. I'll be, behind the scenes, just a fill-in for today. Dan's trying to get, more guests on and stuff. Eric.
Yeah. So we're gonna do some new stuff for you guys. Let's just talk about the standout performers of tonight. I think it's Blake Snell, Tyler Fitzgerald, offensively and defensively. He made the diving stop that got the out at second that actually would have saved a run right there. And then really there wasn't too much else on the Giants that did a lot. I mean, the bullpen held its own, really. Rodriguez gave up that hit, but he came in a tough situation. The bullpen did okay. So
I think the bullpen was pretty good tonight. I mean, I think Miller, he got touched up a little bit, but he also had some unfortunate. I mean, the hit they called on him really wasn't a hit, and I think that play kind of, as a pitcher, especially, it's kind of deflating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it's especially an extra base hit, it wasn't like it was a little it's a momentum shift, and I think like you texted me right away. We both were like, oh, that's not good.
Also, Bailey 2 for 3 tonight, along with Lamont Wade 2 for 3, and just missed.
It's good
by
to see
about 2 feet. An opposite field home run.
Yeah. He was very close. We've had so many of those this season. It's really unfortunate. I forget who we were playing, but a few games, maybe a week ago not a week ago, but a week before the All-Star break, there was about 3 of those in one game we had. I remember Conforto had one, Chapman had one, and I think it was Yastrzemski. Yeah, he had 2 in the same at bat that were like, a few feet foul. And it's actually, I've never seen that this many and I'm not talking close 10 feet. I'm talking like they had to review a lot of these. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So as the show is starting to grow, we're getting anywhere 125 to 250 at times. We've had as many as 450 in the chat. We're gonna do some new things with the chat comments. Okay. Let me address Lou's comment here. He says Dan Snell might get traded with 0 wins the whole season.
That's real.
Blake Snell might be able to get you something but I'll tell you what here's what I say happens. They now have Snell tonight. Tomorrow night, they're going Hicks. That's his last start. Wednesday night is Robbie Ray. Thursday is Logan Webb. I believe Friday is going to be Alex Cobb. I'm just kind of getting that feel. Saturday, will be Blake Snell. Hear me out. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I think Saturday is Kyle Harrison. Excuse me. Wait a minute. How are we doing this? Okay, Harrison's probably going Friday. He pitched last Friday, right?
Yep.
Yes. So Harrison will go Friday at home. Saturday, it's a double header. And they are going to go with possibly Alex Cobb in one and Birdsong, who went down.
Yeah, I just pinned that comment.
But I think Birdsong is going to come back for the doubleheader, because in a doubleheader, you're allowed an extra man that can an extra pitcher. So I think Birdsong's going to get a start Saturday, and then he'll probably go back down. They're trying to watch his innings. And the rotation going forward is going to be Logan Webb in this order. Logan Webb, Blake Snell, whether it's Cobb in the 3, 4, Robbie Ray, 5, Harrison. That is going to be your new 5-man rotation going in the second half. Webb, Harrison, Cobb, Webb, what did I say? Webb, Snell, Cobb, Harrison, and Ray. I don't know which order. I know the top 2 is going to be Webb and Snell.
I mean, how much longer do you think we see Hicks here in the rotation, though?
This is it. Tomorrow night is his swan song. They haven't totally said that I've heard, but it will be his last start. It will be his last start.
I think so too, because if you remember his last interview, he was saying, he's like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get injured, but I'm not. When I reach back, I can't get the same speed I was, and I think his velo is down like what? It's now down to 92, and he last season, on his average on his sinker was 101. So and I know he dropped that back a lot on purpose because, and he talked about it.
He's preserving himself.
Yeah, but at this point with Duvall, and maybe we'll touch about that a little before we end the show. But I mean, at this point, I'd like to kind of see him in the bullpen and maybe look about.
Oh, he has to be in the bullpen. He has to be, and they'll get him in the bullpen. Elias says, "What do we need to do to shake this up, Dan?" They're going to have to do a lot. Okay, they're going to have to do a lot, but it's a little too late. I think the bullpen. I think the starting pitching improves, but they have no hitting, guys. They need hitting. They can't score runs. They scored 4 games. They scored 11 runs. 3-3-3-2. 3-3-3-2 in 4 games. Okay. Not going to cut it. That is the Achilles heel to the team. Their pitching has been awful in the first half. Now it's going to get better. The only way this team gets going is if the hitting gets going and the pitching it gets better. It should get better, but don't expect a lot from Robbie Ray. I mean, and Alex Cobb, because although they're pitching really good, Ray in AAA in his rehabs, it's going to be different when he sees major league hitters. Okay, he hasn't pitched. So I mean, these guys in AAA haven't seen Robbie Ray. A lot of these guys in the big leagues have. So we'll see. But I want to get into this new format as we move forward. Going to get this probably started. I don't know if Ryan, you can pull this up. We're going to do some chat comments and member shout outs. We're going to try something here to address the viewer comments and questions. We're going to have special mentions for monthly members. Okay. We get a lot of chats that we just can't get to.
Yep.
Otherwise it'll become just a
chat show. Yeah.
A chat show. And we don't have time to get all of the chats. So,
and Dan was mentioning too, you can add, what a lot of people do on their shows too is, they have these, I forget what exactly the wording is called, but basically like people send into Twitter or to YouTube the questions they want addressed, and then at the end of a show, it's called a mailbag. That's what I was looking for, the word I was using. So
yeah.
that's another way. We'll try to Dan's going to try to interact with the viewers too.
Yeah. So I don't know if you have that thing that I pulled up. Do you have that?
I can't pull it up because I had to join on my phone. But basically, what Dan had set up and he wanted me to show it with you guys was essentially, and I'll show. We'll have a pull out tomorrow, but essentially, there's 2 subscription services, and one, we'll have all your chats will kind of be in they'll be highlighted, so Dan will be able to see them. That plan is at $4.99, and then it also comes with some other special services, and then the second one comes with discounted merch. Dan's gonna try to get some merch set up. He talked to Larry, I guess, about
I've got a store that will handle everything. So the merch, what we're going to do is we're going to start selling hats and shirts. I don't know, maybe some polo, or not polos, but some sweatshirts with hoodies. And you'll actually be able to order directly with the house there. We'll link it up to the website. I got to work on building the website. I've already got the website name, but just have to build it. So we'll start putting some merch out, and you'll be able to get it directly. And
with the chat stuff, that's mostly for the people who kind of pay a lot of money all the time for the super chats. Dan was kind of feeling, it doesn't make sense for Nick or, certain people in the chats, spend a lot of money. So that's just so your thing gets highlighted, and then he can see it easier, and then you don't have to keep repetitively doing these super chats.
MF, yes, there'll be Niners content. We will be doing Niners content for sure. We'll be doing, Larry and I will be doing a co-show where on each of our channels, I'll have Los on here and Bora. We'll be talking football. We'll have some other football guests. Probably line up some interviews with some pro football players. I know quite a few of the guys from Cal through my brother. So we'll try and get Jared Goff on here. We'll try and get Cam Bynum, the defensive back, the safety for the Vikings. I'd love to try and get Aaron Rodgers on here, but I don't think I'll be able to pull that one off.
You get Aaron Rodgers on here, that'd be cool.
You know what? Maybe I'll just try.
You never know. I mean,
I can get a hold of him, or I should say, my brother can get a hold of him. But
that's good. Yeah, you never did.
I don't know if he's going to be. Maybe he'll do us a favor. I know Goff will come on. So we'll.
Jared Goff.
Yeah, we'll get Jared Goff on.
Oh, that'd be great.
I need to do it soon.
He grew up in Marin. He went to Marin Catholic, right? Yeah. How do you know him? Out of curiosity.
Through Cal. My
brother. Oh, nice, cool.
My brother coaches at Cal. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
that'd be super cool.
So anyway.
Yeah, and then one thing I just wanted to address real quick. Red said this. No, that's not true. I think basically Dan was just trying to. There's a lot of people in the in the chat.
No, we won't ignore. It's just we can't pull up every comment. And guys, the members thing is not going to be that expensive. It's like $4.99.
It's $4.99, and it's basically so you don't have to pay $4.99 to get your super chat in, because that's what a lot of people pay anyways. And it's more just so if you really want to. I think Dan was talking about if you really want to be interactive in the show, you have a way to actually interact, and then that's why he was doing the merch too. Is he wants to actually kind of like Kruger or Damon Bruce, all these other people who have these shows, they all have merch and stuff, because that's the way to get your name out is people.
Right. And I know a lot of these guys have much bigger channels than ours, and it's we're we're peanuts compared to the big hitters, you know. But what we do is we try to provide, you know, good content, and you know, I think we've been pretty accurate with our approach to the Giants, telling you pretty much exactly how this team's going to play. And Caps, Dan, you're going to talk Warriors and Kings. Yeah, we're going to talk all that. So we will have Warriors, Kings. In fact, I'm going to be
when
looking
are you going to start the
for
Niners coverage? When are you? Yeah,
pretty soon.
nice. That'll be good.
In fact, I'm looking. I was thinking of Senior out there, and he's in there. He says, I don't think the interaction was ever an issue. No, it wasn't. Never. I don't think we're saying it's an issue. Just trying to create a little bit more streamline for those who definitely want all their comments read. Guys,
Sharks.
Yeah, I already mentioned the Sharks. I don't know. Guys come in at different times. Was that Cliff Martinez? Who was that?
Yeah, that was Cliff. Yeah.
Did he change his? Did he change his? Where that? Let me see that again.
What teams are you going to cover? I think people are curious about it.
Okay, we're going to cover NorCal sports. We're going to cover obviously the big three: the Niners, the Warriors, and the Giants. The big three, and I did that intentionally in that order. The big three. The Giants are third on the big three. Okay. Even though we're talking Giants all the time, we're going to talk big three: Niners, Warriors, Giants. We're going to talk Kings, and we're going to talk
WNBA.
Sharks. But
Rob's curious.
What's that?
What about the WNBA? A lot of people are asking.
No, I'm not going to cover the WNBA.
WNBA.
If somebody wants to cover the WNBA on this channel, we'll talk. I wanted to look out and reach out to some. Hey, your mic is really jumping bad. It's I don't know if it's kicking or what. I want to reach out. Maybe Senior wants to do a show on the Kings. I know he's a big Sack fan. What I'd like to do is have different people who want to do something. They'll have access to the channel. I'll have either myself produce it, or Bora, or even Ryan could be around the backstage. You could have your own show. You can get a sponsor for it if you want to get a sponsor for your show, and you can have all the revenue that comes in through the sponsorship. Only thing I would be doing is, the ad revenue that comes in from the YouTube, that would go, to the channel. But anybody who wants to do the Sharks or the Kings, we're looking to expand it. I do not want to just be a Giants station channel. I called it NorCal Sports Network for a reason, because I want to cover NorCal. And the vision when I originally created it, and I kind of lost it because I got caught up in the Giants because nobody else was really doing the Giants, and we kind of captured that post game. There's other post games out there, but we've done that. But we'll have time to time, Jim, some wrestling. No, I don't know if I'll do wrestling. Not me. Horse racing for sure. I've got some horse racing gurus in here. Lou Marston, my brother. We did a special on the Kentucky Derby. We actually my guys handicapped the Kentucky Derby right. If you bet it the way Lou Marston told you to bet it, you would have won money. So, we're going to have some, maybe we'll have a fantasy football show where we discuss, guys who to draft and who to pick up on the waiver wires. We might do a show like that. We don't want to just, we want to try and dedicate certain shows. So we're going to have some different content. But we want to engage the viewers, obviously. And
some people were asking about the Olympics too. What about, are you going to do any Olympics?
Oh yeah, well, the big events. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll talk about the Olympics. I mean, that's a sports happening. I really want to get back into sports.
Yeah, I
talk.
think you
college
you
football.
guys...
Yeah, you bet, MF. I love college football. We'll cover that, and like I say, if anybody of you guys wants to do a show, if there's anybody out there that wants to talk about the Kings and you feel like you could carry a show on the Kings, hit me up because I don't follow the Kings as much as I do the Warriors. Okay. And I'm not a Kings fan. I'm not a Kings hater. I would actually root for the Kings. I like Mike Brown. I like some of the players that the Kings have, and I would like to see, if the Warriors aren't going to win, let the Kings win, man. I don't have any other, definitely not Southern California Lakers, Low Steve returns Wednesday. Yes, there it is. You just hit that up. Los returns Wednesday. But make sure you check the show out afterwards. Everything's going to be time stamped. Okay. So if you want to scroll through and you don't want to listen to Giants talk, but you see something in there that's talking about the 49ers, or we're talking about Brock Purdy, or we're talking about Brandon Ayuk contract, the scuffle with all that stuff, you can scroll right to that. You don't have to listen and look for where it's going to be. It's going to be time stamped each day. So you come back and watch it. Hey, Dan, where are the fantasy baseball standings? Yeah. Senior, you're doing well. You want to see the fantasy baseball standings? All right. Let me take a look. We won't do too much of this, but we will pull up the
and we should, after the fantasy, we should get to the raffle too, because a bunch of people I saw ask about that.
All right. There's the live standings. Oh, look at that. I didn't look. Senior's on top. Senior is on top. Congrats, man. But I used to be like 45, almost 50 points behind the leader. At one point, Vince, number 3 there, I hate the Giants, team 6, was around 100 points, and I was down. I think I was down below 50. So I feel, I wouldn't say I feel like I got it. I feel like that horse, though, that's still coming around the turn and still has a few things left in him, I hope. But it's going to be tough. There's some good teams, some good rosters in the fantasy baseball league. Senior right there at the top, man. Look at that. Let me look at that one more time. He moved to the tie for the top. Look at the top 3. They're within a half point of each other, and the top 4 are within 3 points. Wow. That is dang cool. I kind of like. Are you guys seeing that, or am I not? Is it not showing?
I don't think you're sharing. I don't see it. Maybe
was it shown earlier?
No, I don't think so. Maybe
I didn't put it up. Okay, I'm sorry. I was looking at it myself.
Yeah,
there it is. Right.
Senior says we can't see it.
Can you see it now? Now you can. I'm sorry. Look at that. Senior's Heroes at the top with 86 points.
Who's Webb's Killer Whales?
That is Carlo P. And then
Oh,
third
nice.
is Vince Russo. Fourth is Dilly. Fifth is Cliff Martinez.
What are you, six?
Six, yours truly.
That's not
Will.
bad. You have a
Yeah,
chance.
I was at the bottom of the league. I'm
I
coming.
know. I
I'm
was
coming.
about to say when I first started
Yeah.
watching the show, you were way down. All these
I
trades,
was.
you finally pushed your way up, making all these
Yeah. Will
mid-show trades.
B is 7th. Nothing like it. That's Aaron 8th. Eric is 9. Glenn is 10. Mike is 11. And Rob is 12. Looks like, yeah, he's got it rough right now. So there's your standings. What I'm enjoying seeing on the standings is look at the top there. Let me I'll remove the teams, but look at the scores there. 86, 86, 85 and a half.
Close.
And
Yeah, I got to get in that next year for sure.
yeah. And then, you know what else I want to show you guys is we want to get into the let me kill that. We need to move on. Look, I got some show notes here. Here I go. I got to stay on track. Otherwise, this show turns into a 3-hour show. So I've done the chat. Next game. Okay, let's go into next game tomorrow night. Giants, Jordan Hicks. I don't even know who the Dodgers are pitching. I don't even think it matters. I'm not feeling confident with Jordan Hicks on the mound facing the Dodgers and Shohei Ohtani and Freddie Freeman. I expect
it's not going to be good. He's going
to. I expect Shohei to go yard tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, he's going yard tomorrow. I think probably Hicks goes. He usually looks good through like 2 innings.
I don't think
third inning he's going to get lit up.
I don't think he
gets order.
Yeah, I don't think he gets through 4 tomorrow.
Oh no chance. Today was our chance. I mean, I think Lou was talking about it yesterday. He explained it pretty well. Game 1 against the Dodgers is always really important, and especially when you have our first or second best pitcher. I know people don't like Snell, but he is one of the best pitchers on our team when he's right. So you gotta win that game. You know what I mean? And I think going in tomorrow with Hicks, who's already admitted he's reeling, I think at that point, I will be really shocked if we win tomorrow.
Yeah. Me too.
I mean, maybe we have. You never know. This, maybe we have an offensive explosion, but I don't see it being a good pitching game personally. I mean, especially because we've been using a lot of these bullpen guys lately, and I mean, who would we even throw tomorrow? I mean, they've thrown a lot of. I mean, Duvall's not that spent. You could throw Duvall. You could throw Taylor Rogers, but they've been using a lot of these bullpen guys the last few games because no one goes more than 6 innings on the Giants.
Yeah. I am starring some comments to pull up. We're going to get to more comments here. We're going to try to streamline it so everything's a little bit more orderly. So I want to get to, as we finish up tomorrow nights, I think Dodgers come out hitting hard tomorrow.
Yeah.
I see like I don't know who's pitching for the Dodgers. Do we know? Is it Landon Knack or
no? They posted it. It's a righty, so I mean,
let me look. Who's
they just posted it really recently. Let me see who it is. It's hard with the Dodgers because the Dodgers were doing with the Giants.
Okay, Landon Knack. It is Landon Knack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's a 7-3 game tomorrow night, something like that. Giants win 7. I mean, Dodgers win 7-3. That's what I see. Maybe wrong, but I think the Dodgers are starting to click. They've won that 4 in a row. I think they keep it going. It's going to be a tough haul for the Giants. Giants have 61 games to go. They are 48-53. If we did the math for them to get to 83 wins, they've got to win 35, right?
Yep.
43. Let's see, they're at 40, 48, right? 48, 58, 68, 78. Yeah, they got to win 35 games, and they got 61 games. No, 60 to go.
Well,
Today
we've played
no, they got
90. We've played 101 games.
played 101, so there's 61 games left.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
It's a 162 game season. Yeah.
So they got to go 35 and 26 just to get to 83 wins.
I don't think it's good.
I don't think that gets them in the playoffs. They're going to have to win 37 games. I think they got to win 37 games to get in.
Yeah, I think the problem too is that, it's a really inconsistent team. It's 1 week, like this week, it's been really good pitching. The offense can't score more than 3 runs. We had one game where I think, they gave them 5, but it's just, there's always an issue. The whole season, before the All-Star break, we were 26th in pitching. Now the pitching looks, like it's starting to get together now that Snell's in the rotation. And Birdsong was providing that depth, I think, that we really needed. Even though he was only pitching 5-6 innings, I really think that helped a lot, because before, we were going with bullpen games or throwing out, the Spencers, Bivens, and, it's just, so I think that has helped the rotation. And then now our lineup's cold and we can't score any runs. And it's just this constant cycle with the Giants this season where, okay, you score a lot of runs, the pitching's terrible, whether that be the starting pitching or the bullpen, then when the bullpen's good or the starting pitching's good, guess what? Can't score any runs. And it's just this constant cycle with this team. And it's actually been like this really the last 3 years, and really the whole Farhan Zaidi tenure, besides the fluke season when we were on 170 games. Everyone had their best season ever except Buster Posey in that lineup. He has had better years, but everybody else had literally their best season ever. So I don't know.
Well, let me address some of the chat here. Let me pull up these. Okay. George says, Dan, by any chance, would you be able to bring Ned Colletti on prior to the trade deadline? I'd love to know what he would do. I am working on that. I've been in contact with Ned. Right now, we're trying to get it done. It's a scheduling issue. We're trying to get him on before the trade deadline. Have a lot of questions that want to ask Ned that will be very entertaining from a fan's perspective, to really get an inside look at what it's like to be a GM right now during this time of the year. I'm hoping that we can work this out. If we do, guys, it's probably going to be very late, like around this time, 11 o'clock some night. So, we're trying to work that out. It may be 11:30 at night when we're able to get Ned to come on. So, yes, we're working on that, George. Thank you. Daniel says, glad you're going to do some Kings talk. Been dying for that, especially from an objective Warriors fan. Okay. Yeah, we'll, like I say, I'm looking for somebody who wants to run the Kings talk. I know Senior's a big fan out there. This isn't something we would do on a nightly basis. It would be maybe once a week. It would be Kings Talk night or something. And, it could be a show dedicated to the Sacramento Kings. All right. So whoever wants to is interested in that, let me know. 90 Feet says, I'm pretty sure Larry owns this channel. When you put all the pieces together. When you put all the pieces together, I remember thinking it was a little odd when he originally sent me to this channel for Giants Talk. Yeah, Larry gets.
That was too much. That actually made me really.
I work for Larry. He owns this channel. He lets me kind of do what I want, and if I if I act up or anything, I got Larry slapping me around. Yeah, no, that is pretty funny. I'm pretty sure, if you
That was
knew
good. That
Larry,
gave me a great laugh.
yeah,
Who was that?
look,
90 feet.
look,
Yeah, that
look,
was good.
90
Thank you,
feet. Let me give you a little insight. 90 feet. I was an OG on Larry's channel when he started in 2022. Okay, March of 2022. I was with Larry for all the way up until we launched this show in March of 23. So wait a minute, was it 22? Yeah, 22 season. I was with Larry all the way through, was doing every night football, da 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 da. Da. Larry's is a good friend of mine. If you guys knew Larry, he's a great guy. Okay. Some of you guys probably don't like him just because that's the way things work. Nobody likes everybody, but Larry's got a good heart. He's a good guy. He wants to help NorCal Sports Channel grow. That's why he sends people over here. He doesn't cover much with the Giants.
That's actually how I found out about this show. Was Larry? Yeah, and Larry doesn't own the show. I mean, I wouldn't know actually because I'm not Dan. But
no,
as far as
Larry doesn't.
That's actually how I also found the show was through Larry. I feel like he's just a good friend of yours, right?
Yeah, Larry's a good friend, and he wants to help me grow my channel. That's it. 90 feet again says, are there any channels that cover the Giants 365 days a year, including all post-game shows?
Sadly, us.
I'm looking for all the Giants talk. I'm looking for all Giants talk, but not by a big corporate media network. Well, we're the closest thing to it.
Yeah,
we covered the Giants all off season. Yeah, I was in the Philippines. We covered them. Look, we covered the Giants all during the off season. We do take breaks. We will talk Giants when there's something to talk about during the off season. And I think there's going to be a lot to talk about this off season because I think there's going to be a search for a new president of baseball operations. Definitely. That is my hope. That is my hope.
No, I'm hoping. I mean, and we've kind of talked about this, I think, on the channel a few times, and I think a lot of the channel agrees. But at this point, with how the season's going, I'm just hoping we lose. And I hate to say that I never want to lose against the Dodgers, so not this series, but like next series, I'm hoping for a straight tank. We need to get far on out of here. He is not the person to, he's been rebuilding for 7 years. It's ridiculous, and I really hope we do get a new, manager in here.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. What else we got? Matthew says, hey, Dan, hey, Ryan, I'm disappointed we didn't win, but the silver lining I see for the Giants is Snell looks like a true ace now. It wasn't his best game, but 6 innings of pitch, 3 ERA, 1 whip against LA is great. Yeah. I see a lot of stuff people asking about Eric, and I get it. Eric was here every day for, he's kind of like in your living room, part of your family.
And like real quick, Dan talked about it at the beginning of this show, and then also in the last show, and then it's time stamped. You can go back, and then he's gonna timestamp this show too, and you can go back and review what he said. I mean, we can't, unfortunately, for the new people who just hopped in, we can't talk about it over and over again.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm just scrolling through the chat here.
This was a good one too. I saw Mike asking a lot about Matos.
Oh yeah, Matos. Okay, here's what's up with Matos. I think he's got talent. I think you're not seeing it fully displayed because he's basically a spot starter and a pinch hitter. He's 22 years old. He needs to play every day. Baseball is a game of rhythm. Ask anybody that plays it. Try having 6 games a week and you get 4 at bats. It's hard, you know, to, it's not just playing offensively. It's not just being in the game, playing the game, whether it's left field, shortstop, right field, second base, wherever you're at, whatever your spots in the game, man, that's part of the game, and you get juiced for that. And, I love to go out and play defense. If I had to be a DH, man, I would hate it because I want to play. I don't want to sit there and watch other people play. And then I get my chance once every 4 bats. Try getting your chance to bat like 3 or 4 times a week. It's not easy playing the game of baseball when, think about it, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame in baseball. If you play a long career and fail 70% of the time, you're in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Now try.
That's what Deion Sanders said too. He said, "Basically, yeah, that's a good quote. It's like it's insane. That's how hard baseball is.
Yeah, it's hard, and
it's the hardest. It's the hardest sport. I mean, if anybody's played every sport knows.
Yeah, why would the Giants do this to this 22-year-old kid and just not play him or send him to the minors where he can play? The kid can play. I'm convinced he can play. If you watch anybody, anybody who's got a guy, if you're playing just even fantasy baseball, what your guys do. Sometimes your guys go 0 for 12. They just go in a slump, and then they go 1 for 4 for 3 games. And, they're 3 for their last 24. That happens with Matos, and they sit him or they send him down. The Giants are just, they're mismanaging. They did the same thing with Ramos. They're doing it, and they were doing it with Fitzgerald. Now they're letting him play. But I guarantee you, if Fitzgerald has 3 or 4 games where he doesn't get a hit, he's back on the bench.
Oh,
that's how this team does. They are built to try to play the guy who they think has the best advantage.
Yep. No, and the thing is too with this team, which is really annoying, is they'll never give up on the platoon except for like 2 players. It's Chapman and Soler, and Ramos now, but not earlier in the season. But it's just hilarious. It's no matter what, it's always, like you said, for the advantage. Whatever their analytics told them, whatever Farhan, drew up on his computer, and at some point too, I don't know what analytics he's looking at because they just don't match up with the stuff I'm looking at. Because I remember earlier in the season he was benching Wisely and Conforto, Wade, Bailey against lefty, and he still does a lot of the times. Not Wisely as much, but Conforto, Wade, and Bailey still get the bench against lefties. But the weird thing is they all are hitting except Wade, and Wade's numbers against lefties are still respectable. But with the other 3, they're all hitting lefties better than righties this season, and it's like,
right,
what analytic tells you? And also with Conforto, who has actually a pretty long career, so it's kind of easy to track. And then even with Bailey for 2 seasons, it's not like they're not bad against lefties. They're not like it's not an electric, they're not necessarily great. It's like, so Conforto's, for example, he's a career 255 hitter, and against lefties he hits 240. So it's like not much of a difference. You know what I mean? And then
right,
with Bailey, it's a smaller sample size. He has a lot less power when he bats from the right side, but he still he has decent numbers. And then with Wisely, it's really, but either way, I don't understand. I think it's more of a philosophy perspective than it even is an analytical thing, because if you actually look at the stats of some of these players, it just doesn't make sense. Like, especially when you look at they were pinch hitting Slater for half the season for, Conforto, and Slater all season was, he left the Giants batting 200, or was it 199?
Whatever. Yeah, Slater sucked, and it's just and they just had to get rid of him. They waited way too long. They waited too long, and they cost guys development. They cost themselves games. The games matter, and they cost themselves games. Hey, we're going to move on to another topic here. Let's get to All right, we're gonna guys. It's time to pony up. We're gonna try to get these
Oh, the raffle. Here we
sold, guys.
go.
It's a raffle. $15 a ticket. Only $15 a ticket will get you these 4 seats with the red arrow right in front of the front row, right next to the Giants dugout. And what does the $15 get you? It gets you an opportunity to enter a raffle contest to win 4 seats to the August 14th Atlanta Braves San Francisco Giants home game. A great, franchise in the Braves. A little down this year with some injuries, but still a solid team. August 14th, 4 seats. We've got a little over 40 spots left, guys. This goes to all proceeds are going to help a young boy who lost his mother. And you can go to the GoFundMe if you want to read about it. It's the GoFundMe.com, helping Elijah navigate a new normal. If you want to learn about what happened, this is a friend of a friend to the show, okay? Vince Russo knows the family that lost this young boy who lost his mother, then lost his dog just a few days later, which was kind of a service dog to the mother. Let's fill up these squares. That your money's going to a good cause. And if you win, you get to go to the game and you get to go on the field before the game with batting practice. Okay, you get to choose if you want to watch the Braves or the Giants in batting practice, and you'll get down on the grass, okay, behind the batting cages. You get to go in before everybody gets let in, the general public. I've done this before at Oakland, so this is a great opportunity. You want to square, email NorCal Sports Network at Gmail. NorCal Sports Network at Gmail. Get squares. You can get up to 5 squares. And if you get the squares, or if you email, I will send you my Venmo link, and you can just Venmo the money directly to me. When all the squares are done, we will send the money directly to GoFundMe. I don't get a dime out of this.
Aren't you donating? Weren't you talking about?
Yeah. If I win, I am donating my my seats. Okay.
How are you going to decide to donate? I know a couple of people were asking about that in the chat. Are you gonna, if you win, are you then just gonna pick a random number, or how are you?
Maybe I'll just pick a random number myself or something.
Yeah, nice.
I don't know. We can.
You got a lot of chances to get in if you get a number, basically.
Yeah, I'll show you what it's going to look like, guys. This is how we're going to pick the winner.
Do you have the pictures of the seats too? I know people like checking that out too.
The picture I just had, put it up, but I don't have the same picture. Hold on here. Let me go back.
The seats are good though. They're like, right behind the dugout. And if you guys get into the raffle, they're pretty. What is the value?
Seats are right there, guys. Yep. Right where the red arrow is.
Yep.
Right there. Your first seat there is you're looking at the you're looking right into the Giants dugout. But let me show you guys what the actual when we get ready to pick it, the winner. We're gonna put this little hold on here. Share screen. Is that up there now? Why is it not? Come on. Is it up now?
No, I don't see it, but that's very accurate, Mark.
I don't know what's going on. What? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I even got 2 tickets, I don't have too much, but it's what Mark said's true. It's going to a good cause.
I know why.
Basically, Lou donated he's a season ticket holder, and he donated 4 seats, and he decided instead of donating to the GoFundMe, he'd get a raffle started and donate all the proceeds to that. And he also threw in he gets a few times every season as a season ticket holder. He can do batting practice and all that. So Lou threw that in, and good shout out to Lou. He really did a lot there. And what's the value of the tickets? Like $640, right, for the Braves?
Yeah, about $640. Yep.
Yeah, $640. So you get a $15 raffle ticket, you got a chance at $640, and then plus if Dan wins, you got a chance whatever ticket he gets. But you got to be a raffle.
Yeah, if you buy 5 seats, and I've got 4 already. Oh, my battery! Hold on a second. I thought it was plugged in. There we go. All right, so I've got 4 seats. If you buy 5, you got a 1 out of 9 chance. So I guess or you got 9 chances. Well, not necessarily, because it's not necessarily. I'm going to pick you.
Not 9. So you got 5, and then you got 4 out of 100. So you got a few extra chances in there. So
here's how it's going to work. Let's just pretend we're picking a number. This is what it's going to look like, guys. We're just going to go ahead and spin the wheel, and this is a practice run. See if anybody would win.
Yeah, and Dan can't win too, so there's that's also.
What is that going to be?
93.
93. I don't think anybody has 93. I don't think anybody has 93. Does anybody have 93? Let me see. Pull up the box. Updated squares. Yes, Hayden. Okay, Hayden would have won. Hayden would have been the lucky winner if he had chose that. So all right, guys. So,
homie, there's no chance it's rigged because Dan can't win this, so it doesn't really make sense for him because he's donating his seats.
Yeah. Yeah, we could. Mark Graves says, Dan, I could donate tickets to a new member and have a second raffle for the new members. Yeah, I
think Hayden might win this. Mark's right. Hayden has won this twice on your potential thing.
Yeah. We could do this thing. Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to talk to Lou. Maybe we could do 2 and 2. Give 2 tickets to a new member and 2 tickets to the winner of the raffle.
Yeah, if you guys win, you can. It's your decision.
We'll figure it out. So let's see. Oh, I would do fake spins. You'll know when it's real. Believe me. Yeah, or just as Kyle says, just raffle the number again if I win. Could do that. Yeah, that's another way of doing it.
This is a good one. I like this one.
A voucher for pig in a pickle. Pig in a pickle, as Russo would say. Hey, pig in a pickle. This is funny. Check payable to Larry Kruger. Yeah.
The Larry comments have come in hard today. I think the chat's pretty convinced you're a Larry member.
I haven't read that. Who's been saying that?
It's just been you addressed it a little earlier. It's funny. Everyone's like, "Oh, Larry's running the show." And
Larry's running it. It's like I'm really Joe Biden, but I'm not really. It's not my. I'm president, but Larry's someone else is running it. That's pretty funny. That's funny. Okay. Let's see what else we got here.
Oh no, this is
unblock.
Yeah, that's what I meant to hit. It won't let me hit it.
Unblock. What happened?
I don't think anyone blocked Jim. I mean, it wouldn't have been us.
Is he blocked in here? I thought he had a comment in here. He's
We
right
like
there.
Jim. I like
He's
Jim.
right there.
Yeah, I
He's
like
right
Jim.
there. Just a few
Jim's
minutes
our
ago.
local Dodger fan. I see him. I talk to him in the chat sometimes. He's a good member.
That's cool. All right. Cliff Martinez, if I win, donating my tickets to Chardol and Giovanni. Okay. So what do we got?
I guess
here?
Jim said that Val just blocked him. Jim's fine. I just saw Jim chat again. He's not blocked.
Oh no, he's not blocked.
Yeah, I was confused.
Yeah. Okay, so we got the raffle done there. We'll go through some chats and then we'll hit the lineups and we'll call it a day or a night. Okay.
Yeah, late show.
Yeah, it's a late show tonight. It's already 11:40. What do we got?
DFA Luke Jackson. Yep, I think Dan's talked about that a lot.
Got any other interesting chats in here? Let's see. Yes, Cap, Marty Lurie. I need to reach out to him tomorrow. Hopefully I can get him on this week. Let's see.
I love Senior. Senior always gives me a good laugh. I just want to pin that real quick. Senior's good.
Dan, why did you and Eric unfollow each other on Twitter? I still follow Eric unless he canceled me. I don't know. I follow Eric on Twitter. I still follow MHC. I do not have any issues with any of that. I don't know. Let me look. Who do I following? Look at that.
Like Dan said earlier in the show, he's Eric's always welcome back, like he said, and you can go back to there'll be timestamped today for a little more details, and then if you go to the show yesterday, Dan timestamped it, and there's a little Eric explanation about what happened. So feel free to look at that again. And the show yesterday is already timestamped, so you can go check that out if you.
I did not. I am. Let's see.
Oh, you got blocked.
I am blocked. Okay. Well, I guess this is a little.
Oh God.
A little bit more than I thought. Okay, whatever. So I'll just take the high road, guys. I don't know what to say.
Val, I see your comment. If you go to the 1:33-minute mark of the show yesterday, it's timestamped. You can check it out.
Okay. So I guess Eric probably won't be back on NorCal Sports Network. He's welcome if he wants to, I don't know what I did to him, but if he wants to, talk man to man, come on the show, he's welcome. But I don't know. Anyway, that's the way it went. I had no idea I was blocked. So we'll move on. All right. Anyway, we're not going to talk about it anymore. So that's whatever. I guess there's just a lot of whatever. Yeah. All right, guys. Let's move on. As Cliff, my friend, says, people want to stir some mess. Just ignore it. I will ignore it because
Yeah, I think like Dan said, I think said to me earlier, I think this will be the last show that will bring up Eric and
Yeah, guys, and you know what?
Because
If it
Los is
keeps
coming on. I think you got
Los will
Los
be on Wednesday night. Los will
Yeah, I
be
think
on Wednesday night. Tomorrow night, Bora will be back. If Bora's not back, I think Lou will be coming on, possibly Ryan again. We'll see what we're going to do. Mike says, expectations on Robbie Ray, Dan. I'm mixed on it, Mike. He's pitched really well in AAA. He's throwing the ball hard. He's got some, some movement on his fastball. I don't know what to expect. Guy coming back from Tommy John, you just don't know what you're going to get. So we'll see. I'm not expecting a ton. I'm not expecting a lot.
I'm on the same page with Ray. I really think with Ray, it's going to be a toss-up, and we're really going to have to see how he looks against big league players. I think he's looked pretty good, like you said, in the minors, but he pitched a lot of the games in Richmond and in a lot of the games weren't even against the AAA teams, so I think we'll have to really see. I think with Ray, what's at least nice is he is known career-wise to go, at least 6+ innings. He's kind of like Webb in that sense where he eats a lot of innings. I don't think we should expect that this year, but I do think he'll at least, I think there's some hope he'll at least, give some less stress on the bullpen for me, because I think right now, even the Dodgers broadcast was talking about it. 3 of the Giants bullpen guys lead the league in innings pitched.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'm kind of worried about, especially when it comes to like some of the younger arms. And I know Walker's not young, but it is only his second year in the league. And some of these other guys, you don't want to burn them out. You know what I mean?
Right. Guys, we will be back tomorrow night again, same time, 10 o'clock, maybe 5 after, 10 after. We tried to run it at 10 o'clock tonight. I had to run and print this thing off on my printer, and it was acting up. And I didn't want to just be, it's easier for me to look at this piece of paper versus trying to look at my phone, what I had on my phone. So we will be on tomorrow, most likely 10 o'clock. Tomorrow, lineups. Let's get to tomorrow's lineups. I think it's identical to tonight's lineup.
I think it's going to be the exact same, and I think you'll probably see the same type of platoon. They probably, since, this is what they do with Yaz and Conforto, what I've seen. What's actually real quick, and we didn't talk about it yet, and we don't have to go too much because it's late. What's up with Estrada? You think he's just now in a platoon role, or are they trading him?
I think Estrada's lost his job. I think he's lost his job, and he'll only face lefties.
Do you think he's in a platoon role now, and they're not going to trade him? Because I'm not convinced either way. I think he's either on the trade block or he's in a complete platoon role at this point.
Oh, he's definitely in a platoon role. He would have been in there tonight. He's in a platoon role. Yeah, because
no, I know, but I'm saying, do you think he's on the block too? Is what I'm asking. Because if they're platooning him at this point, I think they're probably.
You're just driving his value down by platooning him anyway. You're basically saying he's a platoon guy. I mean, GMs.
You don't think they move him?
They could. Not going to get a lot for him. I would rather say Luciano up here at second base personally.
Oh, 100%. We've been talking about Luciano all season. I mean, it would just be nice to have his bat in the lineup, his energy.
I mean, I like Fitz at short. I mean, heck, if you're gonna,
he made a good play today. Did you see that? He stopped. I don't know if he stopped a run, but he definitely slowed down that play.
When he flipped it second. That was. Yeah, he stopped the run.
That was a momentum shifter.
That was a momentum run. If he didn't get to the ball, it went into center field. He's going to score. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, and even if not, then he doesn't get the out. It's 1 out, man on first and third. They probably score. So
yeah. So anyway, guys, we're gonna wrap up the show, and it's been great having you guys. Again. Appreciate everybody following us. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Like I say, the regulars will be back soon. We got to get. You're going to see a lot more of Los. Okay.
Love Los. He's gonna be great. Yeah. He's one of my favorites.
You're going to see a lot more Los. You'll see more Bora.
Cody's coming on again on Wednesday.
Yeah,
right?
Cody will be on Wednesdays. I'm going to get Cody. I'm going to try and get Cody even a little bit more. But thanks for joining, guys. You guys have a great night. We will see you tomorrow night. What do we want to go out with tonight? Do we want a little music? Do we want how about we go out with some funny stuff? Since Larry Krueger owns this channel, let's give a shout out to Larry, owner of NorCal Sports Radio.
Get fired up here. Let's go. Who wants to be up? I want to be on the Larry Krueger show. Yeah. All right.
Let's go, Giants.
All right. We're out here in the bleachers with the Larry Krueger show.
Larry Krueger.
Yeah, we're going to be on YouTube right now tonight. All right. Okay. When I say Larry, you say Krueger. Larry.
Krueger.
Larry.
Krueger.
Larry.
Krueger.
All right. Let's hear it one more time. Come on. All right. Larry.
Krueger.
Larry.
Krueger.
All right. Hey, Larry. Let's go Giants.